in Detroit, no sports organization has won championships as consistently as the Detroit Red Wings. One reason for the Red Wings' 6 straight National League championships has been their magnificent defense, formed in part by defenseman Bob Goldham on your left hand, goalkeeper Terry Sawchuk in the center, and on your right, defenseman Marcel Pronovost. In the Red Wings dressing room in the Detroit Olympia, they await the opening face-off with complete confidence. Referee Bill Chadwick drops the puck between Metro Pristi of Detroit and Paul Masnick of Canadiens. The Red Wings are wearing the white sweaters, and the Canadiens wear the dark uniforms. Canadiens all-star defenseman Doug Harvey starts the rush. Passes to Maurice Richard. Terry Sawchuk blocks the Rockets' backhander. Behind the net, Pronovost of Detroit is hooked by Dickie Moore, and referee Chadwick, right on the job, calls a penalty against the fiery Canadiens winger. Now, with the man advantage, the Red Wings turn it on. Off Dutch rival shot, Ted Lindsay scores. The crowd goes wild. Dutch rival again, passing to Gordie Howe, and Jacques Plante falls to save from the NHL scoring champion. Now, in the second period, John Beliveau winds up. Passes to Dickie Moore, who is knocked off his feet by Glenn Skove, and Skove of Detroit is penalized. Penalties played a key role in this playoff game. Doug Harvey again, on the power play, a pass to Geoffrion, and a goal that ties the score. Happened pretty fast, didn't it? Another look will demonstrate the tremendous speed of this great game. Third period. Watch the very bottom of the picture as Dutch rival's long shot eludes Jacques Plante, and the Red Wings take the lead at 2-1. Doug Harvey driving, bodied hard by Pronovost, and it's a Detroit penalty. No quarter expected and none given in the National Hockey League. Here's the top defenseman in the game, Patrick Leonard Kelly of Detroit. And off Marty Pavlich's pass, Red Kelly scores the insurance goal for the Red Wings. One last try by Gordie Howe is blocked by Jacques Plante, the Canadiens goalie, and the Detroit Red Wings win the opening game 3-1.
That's not tough enough to stop Athlete's foot. Hit that with boom, tough actin' Tinactin. Tinactin's the only one proven to prevent Athlete's foot. Lamisil can't say that. Get boom, tough actin' Tinactin.
Got it.
A1 steak sauce. Yeah, it's that important.
Check it out.
Skaters.
Whatever.
Man, in a perfect world, you could skate wherever you want.
Yeah.
Gnarly dude!
And Tony Hawk would be there. And he'd be this milkman, and he'd give us all the Hershey's milkshakes we could drink.
That'd be perfect.
Nah. It'd be perfect if everybody had a mohawk. Hershey's milkshake. Shake reality.
What kind of person would steal a grill? Sick.
Charbroil's stainless steel grill, starting at just $3.99. All you have to do now is get rid of your old grill. Charbroil, keepers of the flame.
What happens when an undercover cop hits the surf to take down a ring of bank robbers? He takes his job to the extreme. Keanu Reeves in Point Break on Real Classes with Burt Reynolds, 8 Eastern tonight, only on ESPN Classic. 1975.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair,
Montreal, where the National Hockey League was formed in 1917. The large building at the right is the NHL headquarters. The Montreal Forum, home of the colorful Canadiens. The history of Stanley Cup playoffs is filled with stories of how second-string players came up with their big games under intense pressure to hockey stardom. In this third game, history repeated for Metro Pristi of the Detroit Red Wings on your left hand, center Alec Del Vecchio, and forward Johnny Wilson on your right. Each of these players scored a goal in the third game. Referee Bill Chadwick is in charge of the third game, with the series tied. In Montreal, the Canadiens wear white sweaters, and the Red Wings are suited in the dark uniforms. The Red Wings are up for this one. Alex Del Vecchio starts away from his net. Passes to Big Gordie Howe. Return pass and the goal. A great one by Del Vecchio. The magic eye of the slow motion camera shows the Del Vecchio Howe masterpiece again. In every game of this series except the last, the team scoring the first goal went on to win the game. Now it's Maurice Richard bursting in for a shot. A Red Wings scoring play on Red Kelly's pass. Ted Lindsay drives in to score, even while he was being bodied to the ice. In the second period, the Red Wings continue to pour it on. Pristi drops it back to Johnny Wilson, whose long shot gets away from Jacques Plante, the Canadian goalkeeper. This proves to be the game-winning goal. Metro Pristi in slow motion. His perfect pass to Johnny Wilson. And Plante can't hang on to the 50-foot drive. Number 23, Eddie Mazur, makes Terry Sawchuk stretch to kick out a hot one. And before the period ends, the Red Wings make one desperate effort to increase their lead. Canadiens rushing defenseman Tom Johnson puts his team back in the game with a brilliant individual effort. A spectacular playoff performer was Alec Del Vecchio of the Red Wings. In this third period of the third game, Metro Pristi rounds the Canadiens' net and scores Detroit's fourth goal. That goal in slow motion. Pristi, number 10, pulls away from Dickie Moore in the corner, rounds the net, and shoves the puck into the open corner. Red Wings lead the Canadiens 4-1. Alec Del Vecchio sets one up for Gordie Howe, the National League scoring champion for 3 straight years. Now Dollard Saint Laurent rushes as the game ends. The Red Wings winning 5-2 and lead the series 2-1.
The 82 Indy 500. Rick Mears and Gordon Johncock reveal the story.
It turned out to be the greatest finish that Indianapolis ever was.
Don't miss the ending you won't believe.
I've never seen anything like it.
Classic Big Ticket, 8 p.m. Thursday on ESPN Classic.
If you've missed even one wild episode,
About a little decorum.
now's your chance to see the new hit show everyone's talking about.
It's gonna get ugly.
Cheap Seats The Marathon starts noon Eastern, May 30th on ESPN.
Is not having your high school diploma keeping you from making the kind of money you want? With PCDI's James Madison High School, you can earn your diploma at home at your own pace. When you graduate, you'll receive this nationally accredited diploma and your own genuine custom-fitted class ring. PCDI also offers career training in some of today's most exciting professions. Get your career diploma in medical claims billing, paralegal, electrician, pharmacy technician, child daycare, medical transcription, interior decorating, private investigator, medical dental office assistant, or get your associate degree in criminal justice, accounting, business management, early childhood education, paralegal, healthcare management, human resources, or get your high school diploma. Call to get free literature on the career of your choice.
Call 1-800-270-2200 for your free literature. There's no obligation, so call now. 1-800-270-2200. That's 1-800-270-2200.
Into the historic Montreal Forum swarm French-speaking hockey fans, whose unwavering support sells out every seat for each of the Canadiens' 35 home games in the regular schedule. There's no mistaking Patrick Leonard Red Kelly, sitting on the right in the Red Wing dressing room, flanked by his teammate, Benny White. Kelly is a perennial all-star defenseman, has won the NHL's Hart Trophy as the league's most valuable player, and the James Norris Trophy as the league's top defenseman. Referee Red Story officiating in the fourth game. Number 14 for Canadiens, Lorne Davis, starts handing out some aggressive body checks along the boards, and Davis is soon penalized as referee Story rules with a stern hand. Referee Story must prove to the eager players just who is boss. There's only one way to play hockey in the National League. Play it for keeps, every game, Stanley Cup playoff or regular league contest. Here in Montreal, and in Detroit in the Stanley Cup Finals, and in Boston, Chicago, New York, and Toronto, through the 35 home games of each team, mile-a-minute action like this is the result of high bonus incentives for the teams that make the playoffs, extra bonuses for brilliant individual performances, and above all, intense body contact on almost every play that brings out the best in perfectly conditioned athletes. A second period penalty to Maurice Richard sets the stage for the goal by Detroit's Johnny Wilson that wins the game. With playoff pressure at its peak, high-strung nerves are at the breaking point. Number 16 is Elmer Locke, Canadiens' veteran playmaker. Jacques Plante, the Canadiens' netminder, is pulled over as the second period ends. In the final period of the fourth game, the Red Wings go all out to increase their one-goal lead rather than defend it. And one goal for Canadiens, of course, means a brand new game. Up in the stands, it's often difficult for the fans to realize the tough job the referee has in calling a penalty. Why did Joffrion get this one? The referee's ringside seat at the action tells the story. With a slim one-goal lead, the pressure on the goalkeeper is tremendous. A brilliant save by Sawchuk. Jacques Plante is removed from the goal to give the Canadiens an extra forward in their last-minute drive for the tying goal. Reliable Red Kelly works clear with the puck, lobs it down the ice towards the empty net, and there's the insurance goal that gives Detroit a 2-0 shutout victory. Back at the Detroit Olympia, inside the dressing room of the Montreal Canadiens, a dramatic lineup change is being made. Goaltender Jerry McNeil is to replace Jacques Plante. That's McNeil, of course, on your right hand. Next to McNeil is Elmer Locke, who from time to time throughout the 1954 season held the NHL all-time point-scoring record. When Locke didn't hold that distinction, Maurice Richard did. Bill Chadwick is the referee. And playing on home ice again, the Red Wings have donned their white sweaters, while the Montreal Canadiens are wearing the dark uniform. The do-or-die effort of the Canadiens brings forth some of the best hockey of an already great Stanley Cup Final. Scarcely where you came in, but it's still Tony Leswick and Butch Bouchard, with John Beliveau joining the battle against Leswick. No damage done, and Tony Leswick comes back to give Jerry McNeil a chance for a heart-stopping save. In the second period, a famous combination, Elmer Locke and Maurice Richard. Richard's backhander is caught by Sawchuk. At the other end, Glenn Skove of Detroit kicks the puck into the net. Referee Chadwick disallows the goal and orders a face-off beside the Canadiens' net. From the drop of the puck, the Red Wings go on the attack, driving for the goal that will break the scoreless deadlock. McNeil stops a scorcher from Tony Leswick. The veteran Gay Stewart has the chance of a lifetime, but Terry Sawchuk handles his hard shot easily. Now Del Vecchio comes flying back for Detroit. Red Wings number 9, Gordie Howe, shows the fine art of stick handling, but takes a penalty for interference. So now, sudden death overtime. If Red Wings score, they win the Stanley Cup. If Canadiens score, the series goes back to Montreal for a 6th game. Number 18 is the man to watch. Ken Mosdell of Canadiens. A sensational end-to-end effort. A backhand drive around Bob Golden, and he scores! The Canadiens pour off the bench to congratulate Mosdell.
This ESPN Classic moment is brought to you by Firestone Tires. Johnny Rutherford started 25th in the 74 Indy 500, a position so far back few felt he could win. But he was the second fastest car in qualifying. So when the green flag flew, Rutherford and pole sitter A.J. Foyt would fight for the lead until A.J.'s turbocharger failed. JR pulled away for his first 500 win, lapping all but one of the cars in the 500 field. That's May 26, 1974.
Baby Ruth, the real deal, has crunchy, whole roasted peanuts. The real deal has chewy nougat. The real deal has rich, creamy caramel. Because whether you're the man in the middle, the guy between the pipes, or a great tasting candy bar, being the real deal is about what's on the inside. Baby Ruth from Nestle, the real deal.
Okay, sir, here's your Avis Care package with local information, traffic rules, and a map.
What would it be like if Avis didn't try harder?
Did Brad ask about me? Well,
do you have a map?
I gave you a map.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
I never.
Yes, I did.
I never got it.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Can I have another map?
No.
Okay. If we didn't try harder, we wouldn't be Avis.
Thanks.
Now earn double miles or get double dollar savings with Twice the Love at Avis. Learn more at avis.com.
One of hockey's most underrated players is Floyd Busher Curry, the Canadiens' right winger, to your left. But 2 goals in one Stanley Cup playoff game will elevate him to stardom, especially if those are goals which have to be scored to keep his team in the running for the title. In the center is Paul Masnick, who played extremely well for Canadiens in the finals. And on the right, Paul Meagher. Here come the Red Wings, led by Terry Sawchuk, Marty Pavelich, Tony Leswick, All-Star Red Kelly, Benny White, rookie Bill Dineen, Keith Allen, John Wilson, Earl Ribel, center Glenn Skov, Alec Del Vecchio, colorful Marcel Pronovo, Metro Pristi, rugged Bob Goldham, scoring champion Gordie Howe, Jimmy Peters, captain Ted Lindsay. From the goal side face-off, Glenn Skov to Marty Pavelich, to Red Kelly, and McNeil turns it aside. The hero of the last game, Ken Mosdell, stick handling along the boards. A drop pass to Richard. Another drop pass to Dollard Saint Laurent. Mosdell trying to pry the rebound loose from goalie Terry Sawchuk. From deep in their own zone, Canadiens strike for the first goal of the game. After beating Detroit's tenacious forechecking, the puck travels from end to end, off Beliveau's pass. Boom, boom, Joffrion scores with a tremendous shot, and Canadiens lead 1-0. Joffrion was heavily bodied, but he recovered in time to show us in slow motion how he scored. Now Paul Masnick, number 22, weaves in center ice, passes to Bert Olmsted. The pass to Curry hits the mark. 78 seconds later, Curry gets another goal. Floyd once scored 3 goals in a National Hockey League command performance game enjoyed by their Royal Highnesses Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh. Elmer Locke sets him up, and Curry makes no mistake. Looks easy in slow motion. The Red Wings' trademark is a never-say-die spirit. Down 3 goals, the Red Wings surge back to the attack, led by defenseman Red Kelly, and Metro Pristi scores from a sharp angle. Maurice Richard to Elmer Locke, an old firm in the National League, back at work. And Richard scores! Canadiens win, and the Stanley Cup Finals go to a 7th and deciding game.
A1 steak sauce.
That's good.
Yeah, it's that important.
This lazy moment has been brought to you by Cialis. Talk to your doctor today to find out if a free sample of Cialis is right for you. Cialis is here. Are you ready?
The human machine only performs at its peak when it replaces what it loses. That's why Gatorade puts back the sodium, potassium, and carbs water does not have. These essential elements are the reason Gatorade has been proven to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel athletes better than water.
In the Detroit Olympia, there was feverish behind-the-scenes activity. The Canadiens' general manager, Frank Selke, coach Dick Irvin, and head scout Kenny Reardon plotted their tactics for the crucial 7th game. The right move here, a substitution there, could mean the difference between defeat and victory. Miss Marguerite Norris, president of the Red Wings, discusses the big game with the veteran general manager at Detroit, Jack Adams, and the highly successful Red Wing coach, Tommy Ivan. They've been through all this before, but the excitement of still another Stanley Cup victory finds them reviewing each game of the series, plotting moves, anticipating Montreal's possible counter moves. Red Wings in the white sweaters, Canadiens in the dark sweaters, as the critical 7th game gets underway. The experts said it was a situation where the teams would play it close to the chest, waiting for the breaks. And it proved, however, to be a wide-open game, highlighted by brilliant goaltending by Jerry McNeil and Terry Sawchuk. Del Vecchio starts away for Detroit. A pass to Gordie Howe on right wing. The return pass, but Jerry McNeil kicks it out. Floyd Curry drives in his low screen shot, gets away from Sawchuk, and the Canadiens have that all-important first goal. Marcel Pronovo on a sensational end-to-end rush, shifting the Canadiens' defenseman into collision, but Jerry McNeil is too good. "20 seconds after the start of the second period, the Red Wings get the break they are looking for. A Canadian penalty. Only 3 penalties were called in the entire game, but this one meant trouble for Canadiens. Metro Presti is pulled down by Paul Masnick, and the Red Wings organize for the power play. Red Kelly drives behind his own net, and Detroit makes this one look easy. A shot to the corner. Howe back to Del Vecchio. Across to Ted Lindsay. Lindsay to Kelly. Kelly turns, fires, and scores. The deciding game is tied at 1-1. Now it's an all-out drive for the hockey championship of the world. It's do or die in 20 minutes of playing time. Number 9, Maurice Richard, breaks in savagely, breaks his stick, and knocks the puck into the net with his hand. It's illegal, of course, and the goal is disallowed. And now the teams gird themselves for the sudden death overtime period. Here's your hero, hockey fans, Tony Leswick on the left. Tony comes by this hero's role honestly enough. Since joining the Detroit Red Wings in 1951, Leswick has always played his best hockey when the chips are down. He's one of the game's great money players, hard-bitten, and pound for pound, one of hockey's greatest gamecocks. In the middle is Glenn Skov, who fed Leswick the winning goal, and the third member of the line on the right, Marty Pavelich. There's no holding back now. It's all out. The goal's the thing. Floyd Curry of Canadiens, and a drop pass to Bert Olmsted that Sawchuk expertly blocks. Eddie Mazur starts a long end-to-end rush for the Canadiens, but Marcel Pronovo carries him out of the play. And now the climactic rush to the championship. After 4½ minutes of overtime, Metro Presti, a pass ahead to Glenn Skov. The puck comes off the corner of the rink to Tony Leswick. Leswick's shot deflects off Doug Harvey's thumb into the net. And the Detroit Red Wings win the Stanley Cup. The Red Wings give Tony Leswick a real back-pounding. This is Stanley Cup excitement at its highest. Newspapers all over the continent carried these scenes of the Detroit Red Wings' moment of exultation. Tommy Ivan mops his brow. This was a tough one. League President Clarence Campbell congratulates the victorious Red Wings as Lindsay and Pronovo embrace the historic Stanley Cup. Detroit fans came well prepared for the victory. President Clarence Campbell, with high praise for winners and losers alike, says the 1954 Stanley Cup Finals have shown at its exciting best the world's fastest game.
Keanu Reeves